Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome back to room 4441, and this is your show, Casanova. As you know, we discussed a variety of things here, and today we are going to look at a very relevant topic in our society. My name is Kobe Bedu, and I'm here with
Mr. Josh.
Yes, Mr. Josh. How are you doing?
I would say I'm doing very well.
All right, so today, what is the topic we are going to discuss?
Yep.
We are going to talk about DNA testing. We are going to talk about DNA testing. We've heard of so many stories, in the world, in our country, Ghana, and it seems it's a very important thing when it comes to family. So today we will look at this topic, like, should we include DNA testing in the normal testing we do after childbirth? Joshua?
Yeah.
Should we have DNA testing as one of the normal testing we do after a child is being birthed to?
Thank you for this topic, and I'd want to tackle this topic from this perspective. So it's important to know the relevance, or what draws or drives the need to do DNA testing. So in our current dispensation, we realize that there's a lot of
Infidelity.
That is the word. I wanted to say, yeah. So there's a lot of infidelity, promiscuity, and also in terms of changing of babies when they are born at our various hospitals. There's really the need, or it arose the need to do this DNA testing. And per studies and what we hear, you realize that a lot of troubles and a lot of misunderstanding have occurred, especially even if parents travel abroad and they want to bring their kids abroad. Sometimes they are made to, or they are required to do DNA testing, and when they do that, then they realize, so this child is really not for me, and it brings a whole lot of mess. So for me, I believe that with what you asked me, right, I believe that all these things gear the need to do DNA testing, and DNA testing is basically making known if the father and the mother are the true parent, or not parent but biological parent of the child. Yes. So that's my take. What do you think?
You've said quite a number of things. So just as he said, a whole lot of things I think have necessitated the need for us to really do this DNA thing. But one of the most, prominent one amongst them is about infidelity. It's about infidelity. And if I can mention one or two names, there's been, in our country, someone like Odati Lamte who found out later on in life that all the children he has been fathering are not really his kids. Okay. And I think it's a very painful one.
But wait, who is he?
Odati Lamte, he's an ex-Black Stars player.
Okay.
He used to play for Ghana. I don't have much information about the club teams he played, but I think he played in Europe as well.
Okay.
And it was quite painful. Recently, there were issues. Our owner, Samujan, and fortunately for him, I think his children happen to be his. So you can see it's a very important thing. Because, come on, how can I father a child for like about 20 years? It's not even about fathering the child. When the person is pregnant, you get me, you take care of this woman till she gives birth. You build some bond with the child.
Yeah.
And then later on in life, you get to know that this is not my child. When you watch shows like Paternity Court, oh God, a lot of women are messing up guys on there. Do you get me? Sometimes it's crazy. So for me, I think it should be something we should include in the normal tests that we do after a child is given birth to. Because when I ask my wife, my partner, I mean, these days people don't give birth with only their wives. Do you get me? Or someone you love, you are in a relationship with. And then I ask the person to conduct a DNA test. Like, I mean, my philosophy is we will conduct DNA test anytime you give birth. It then becomes an issue of trust. You know, women, they'll be like, you don't trust me. You don't trust me. And they use that a lot. But when it is part of the normal things we do, whenever a child is giving birth, the hospital does it. Do you get me? Then I think it makes it a bit less difficult for men to, you know, demand for those things. Because, I mean, as soon as you give birth at the hospital, I have that, so I know that this is my child. In the US, it is crazy because if you should sign on that, I don't know, when the child is giving birth, you sign, I'm the father. When you sign that, and later on you find out that this is not my child, you are still obligated to take care of the child because you signed that thing. So for me, I think it's important for us to do that. I think I'm talking too much.
No, you're actually making like really great point. But I had two questions to ask. Don't take it personal, but it's personal. So, in your point of view, which is POV, my question is, do you think it is important to make it a regulation, as in a law, that binds hospitals to do this testing for every childbirth that happens? Because then it becomes legal and everyone ought to do it, and then it brings sanity to all this confusion that happens when people find out that their kids are not theirs. What do you think?
When we are talking about it, we can't also, how do you call it, neglect the financial implication of some of these things. I think DNA testing is not that affordable.
Yeah.
Do you get me? It is not that affordable. But I'm hoping that we will get to a point where some of these things will become very much affordable or even subsidized, you know, by government. So that people can, you know, do it. Yes, and I think if we are to do it that way, then it should be obligatory. You get me? That we do it. Because, bro, it ties into men cheating, women cheating. You see, when it comes to women cheating, these are some of the things that can occur. And people even say that most of the firstborns we have around are not the children of their so-called biological fathers.
So if I may ask, are you a firstborn?
I am a firstborn.
Okay, so I'm not saying anything though. Just saying.
I know I'm a firstborn.
Okay.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Yes, but it is a perception that is out there, you know, because of what has been going on. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Yes. So for me, I think if the government can make it obligatory, fine, it should be. But it's also costly to do that at this point in time. So as they are doing that, maybe they can also subsidize it so that it will be more affordable for everybody to do. Yeah. You said you have two questions.
So personally, since it is not legal, it is not binding on us to do it, would you do it personally?
Personally, I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
and what would be your excuse to your wife?
Oh, I mean sometimes,
or girlfriend,
sometimes you have to have conversations. Do you get me? And when you are having those conversations, I know it can be difficult to be objective about some of these things, but that is the reality we are living. I know asking my wife to do that, or my girlfriend to do, I only give birth with my wife. Okay. Asking my wife to do that.
The man
You get me?
has been taught.
my future wife to do that.
Information is power.
Can bring up problems.
Please.
But I think what I would have to do more is to communicate why I would want that and try to make her understand.
Okay.
You know, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is not an issue of I don't trust you.
Okay.
Even if I am fathering another person's child, I have to be in the know so that I'll be like, okay, this is a decision that I've taken.
Okay.
Though the child is not mine, I want to father the child because I love you and everything that comes with you. But if you but if you keep me in the dark,
Hey.
if you keep me in the dark,
Okay.
you get me.
Yeah.
Then I would say you are shortchanging me. It's not easy to be a father, you know that. Mr. Bontere.
No, but in all sincerity, I feel like this topic is really, really important, and it's really great that we are having this discussion. If you look at it, for women, I believe the point that you missed was also it could be a factor to tell your partner that there are cases where children are being exchanged, and so there's a need to do that in order to be sure.
Is that really your intent?
You are just making sure that the child is yours, regardless of all. I'm saying that is one point.
Yeah,
the other point that could be raised would be what I just mentioned.
It's very
and
important.
So I believe that this topic is very, very profound, and even as we are talking and discussing these ones, it's very important to the viewers out there.
Yeah.
I mean, just let us know your views. Just check down the comment section. Don't leave it bare. It was made for you. Let us know what you think. Tell us what you would do if you find yourself in situations like that. Yeah, so the last question is, what if the guy or the man says, okay, I don't want to do this DNA test.
That's on him.
But then, or maybe the man has a belief or a faith that prevents that, or the lady has a faith that prevents that, or that prevents you from trying to say that the child is not for maybe the man or the woman, you know. In such situations, as a man or as a woman, how would you, convince your partner to?
But if you are going in for a woman, and I mean, I think you stand on certain principles. Like you have certain principles.
Okay.
You have to make sure that can it work with this person before you engage. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And religion is one of the most important things you have to look at. Can you cope with some of the demands of the religion of your partner? Is the person coming to join you in your religion? What is it? And so far as I'm concerned, I've not really heard of any religion that bars DNA testing. Okay. I've not heard of any.
I mean, and this is not to cut you short, but this is a modern technology. I mean, the old days, sorry guys, the old days, they weren't really facing this issue, and there wasn't a voice that we weren't having this voice that informs us to do this DNA test, right? Testing, sorry. So I believe that yes, as of now, I don't know any religion, and you made it clear to us that since there are no religion preventing this, then it means that it has to be thought of in terms of making it legal or compulsory to be done. That's really good. I guess these are my questions, and this is the information I would want to share with our viewers. I don't know about you, but I believe if you have any further information you want to say something.
I mean, I would say we should have a very good discussion about this thing. Like anybody that is going into any relationship, if you have some of these principles, you should maybe talk about it with your possible wife or your possible partner. I mean, there are many forms of relationships now, or somebody you are ready to give birth with. Do you get me? And I mean, try to make the person understand why some of these things are important.
So welcome back, guys. Even though we didn't go anywhere, this is the segment you always have been waiting for. So this is the Q&A, and I've been waiting for this time to just share my opinion.
So, Mr. Anonymous.
We
are waiting for your question.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Can a relationship survive infidelity?
Are you asking him or me?
Yes.
Josh.
Josh first.
Guys, before I answer, I know they've just teamed up to, cause issue for me.
I'm also going to answer.
I know. But you just confused me. Can you ask the question again?
Can relationships survive infidelity?
Yes, I believe so. We have seen a lot of infidelity cases, and I believe that some relationships they are able to withstand infidelity, especially if it happens once or there's an understanding by both parties. Yes, I believe so. But it doesn't mean you should do that. So yeah, I believe it can. Yeah.
Okay. For me, I think in our world today, it depends on which side the infidelity is coming from. Mostly when it is from the male side, where I come from.
The sexist is here.
I'm not being a sexist. I'm just being a realist, please. But where I come from, mostly it works when it is coming from the male side.
It works.
It works, like the relationship goes on. Do you get me? I mean, for a while, somehow women are able to tolerate infidelity for some time, But men are kind of one plug when it comes to infidelity. So yes, it can survive depending on where it is coming from. And yeah, some men to get cheated on and they somehow understand their wives. So it's possible.
So you saying where you are coming from, it can. What are some of the key factors that determine the outcome?
For me, I will speak, on the male side. Sometimes these men are responsible fathers. Do you get me? They play every role a father is supposed to play for their children in the marriage. Do you get me? So the woman can look at that and be like, he's still responsible. He's doing what he has to do. Do you get me? He's taking care of me. He's taking care of the children, though he's cheating here and there. Do you get me? So I can overlook that. Do you get me? Sometimes too, just because of the children, some women will stay. They'll be like, sometimes we even have beliefs that prevent us from breaking up marriages. Some people believe that whenever their partners are away, they themselves or their children somehow get sick. Do you get me? It happens. Do you get me? So there are so many factors, but most of the time it depends on how the two of them are working in that relationship. If you think your partner is very important, sometimes you can overlook some of these things. And in my local, area, do you get me? Okay. In my ethnicity, from the male side, you can marry 3 or 4. Culturally, it is not banned. Do you get me? To do that. So some women are accustomed to that. Maybe not the current breed of women, the Gen Zs, but people coming from the 80s and the early 90s, they are okay because the woman thinks that a man can have more than one woman. So it works.
It works.
Yeah.
So what is your personal take on that?
My personal take.
Yes.
You are putting me in a tight corner. You should go to him. Okay, my personal take. I think infidelity, whichever way it comes from, it's painful. Do you get me? Like, I mean, when you commit to someone, there is some level of fondness and trust you build for the person. And sometimes, I mean, even your own friend, you get jealous when they are relating with other people in a way, you don't really like. Do you get me? How much more someone you share your, certain things with? Do you get me? So whichever side it is coming from, it is not that easy. But if it works for you, I don't think there is any problem. Do you get me? If you think you can overlook what your wife did or what your husband did, do you get me? You can do that. For me, I'm not taking it. Never. Okay. Personally, dear.
Well, talking about trust issues, to Josh.
Yeah.
Talking about trust issues, what role does forgiveness play in cheating?
If you are to rate it, if it's 10, it is 10 out of 10. So you
Explain with the head of a diagram.
So the reason is that it is the fundamental. It's more like that is to feel remorseful, in the act that you've done plays a major role in the other partner believing in you again or accepting the fact that you did something wrong, and now you've told yourself that you are not going to do it again, right? And I believe that with your question, I would say it's very key. Like if it's 10, it's 10 over 10. That is like very important.
Remorse
and
forgiveness. Okay.
I mean, you need to be remorseful.
He said yes. It was about forgiveness, right?
Forgiveness, yes.
Yeah, and I'm saying that forgiveness is key.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think you can rebuild trust after that?
Trust?
Yes.
From infidelity?
Mm-hmm.
After infidelity.
Is it just a yes or no, or you can?
You have to explain. That's your POV. So.
Yeah, I know, right? Trust and obey. So trust is having 100% belief in someone, right? And so if my trust has been broken, then it means that you wouldn't get 100% trust from me, but then you can work towards it. You can prove yourself worthwhile again. And yeah, I believe that you can gain trust again after infidelity. That shouldn't be the only reason to lose trust.
I'm not getting you. You're not hitting.
Well, for me, listen, I'm saying that when it comes to trust, right, I would lose some portion of my trust for you if you are infidel. Okay, so that's my point of view. I can't give you 100% trust. If your question has been answered, Mr. Man. Has it been answered? Has it been answered?
Kobe, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I think
that's
trust.
Time management.
Trust is a very important thing in every kind of relationship. Do you get me? And I mean, people wrong us. We believe we forgive them, and gradually we build trust again. Your friend does something, and that breaks your trust. You're able to rebuild it. So I think if you want to rebuild it, you can. But it's just that you can forgive, try to build the trust, but your mind will continue remembering you of whatever, and you begin to become skeptical about things. Do you get me? So I mean, it's just you just have to be in the state that I've decided to trust you no matter what has happened.
Yeah.
So you can do it. You can do it if you want.
Okay. So if there are suspicions, if there are some suspicions in you being in a relationship, what are some of the healthy ways to address such issues?
Can I have this question?
Without damaging the relationship?
So, suspicions about what?
I just have one.
Cheating.
I just have one and I'm done. The answer is effective communication. Effective. Not just communication, effective. That is my answer to your question. Effective communication. That is the only way. Effective.
That is the only way.
That is the only way.
Only way.
Only way. Only way.
Copy, do you agree to that?
Oh, I agree. I agree because, yeah. I mean, if you are doubting anything about me, or you are skeptical about me,
Speak to
do you
me.
get me? You have to talk to me. I have to be aware.
So, sir.
Do you get me? I have to be aware so that maybe I can reassure you that I'm not doing this,
Yeah,
I'm doing that.
exactly.
Do you get me? Even if you want to be sure whether, like, to make sure that your suspicions are solid or they are true or false, you have to engage the person. Do you get me? I mean, people use other means. People can also become CIDs and be going through your phones and all that. I mean, if it works for you, fine. But I mean, is that the how do you call it, the way to go about it? Do you get me? Yes, if it is what you think would help, you should do it. But I think communication would be the best if you think your partner is one that is willing to communicate.
Yeah.
Okay, viewers, thank you for your attention.
Why are you learning my style?
I just clapped. Is that your style? Okay.
Let's go.
Thank you for having this wonderful time with us. We are very happy that we shared this moment with you. And don't forget to like, comment, and also click the subscribe button, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Please
Don't
do that
forget
for
to subscribe, guys.
we are trying to grow this channel with you, and
We have more.
Yes, we know you like our vibe. We also like your vibe. So please
let us
grow this thing together.